that Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who told us that he fought for democracy, today cannot even give us 1/10 of the dividends of democracy. Honestly, a lot of us, I don't know where the elders of this country are today. Same people who came out to speak against Jonathan. Same people who said, I remember, Adeboye was one of those who came out boldly to say, reduce the suffering of the Nigerian people when Jonathan was president. But today he's telling the Nigerian people to be patient and pray. Is it not the height of hypocrisy? Where are the elders of this land? Have they all gone mute? Have they stopped speaking? Can they speak out? It is painful what is going on in this country. It needs a serious mental health check.
So very quickly, Bayo Onanuga, who's the special advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has tackled Peter Obi over his comments on the proposed purchase of the new presidential aircraft. So you recall that the House of Representatives Committee on National Security and Intelligence asked the federal government to purchase new aircraft for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President Shettima. Now, the committee's recommendation was contained in a report released after an investigation into the status of the aircrafts in the presidential air fleet. So, but on speaking on the development on Monday, yesterday, Obi faulted the proposal, saying it highlights the disconnect between the government and the people. That is, it shows no relationship there between the government and the people that are leading. But speaking on the development, so according to Obi, he says the proposal is unacceptable, adding that there is need for more compassionate use of resources and prioritizing citizens' welfare. How can you want to buy private jet, for instance, when people are hungry? When people cannot buy medication, that's just what we read here. How people are going home to die after getting prescription from doctors because they cannot afford the medication after costing it at pharmacies. So, reacting to Obi's comment, well, in an interview, Onanuga said the purchase of another aircraft is a necessity for the president. A necessity. So Onanuga said the proposed presidential aircraft is a basic thing any sane government will do because it cannot toy with the president's welfare. In fact, he said, does Peter Obi want the president dead? Do you want the president dead? You want him to use aircraft that is not good? Is his wish? Does he want him to continue moving around in a rickety plane and die like the VP of Malawi and Iran presidents? Let him just tell us if he wants the president dead. Now, the plane he used now, quoting him for, I said the plane he used now, I learned was bought during former President Obasanjo's era. That was over 20 years ago. And I learned it was a very small plane. The plane developed a problem the last time he traveled to Saudi Arabia. The president had to go from there to the UK on a commercial airline. Even those managing them said the aircraft needed to be replaced, he said. So just getting straight to the conversation, right? The last time we took account of the air fleets under the presidential aircraft or the presidential fleet, it was almost about 10 of them. And we hear that about 3 of them are really, really down. Please, even if they're that down, one, are they so bad that they cannot be fixed? That's on the one hand. And even if they can't be fixed, if we're to buy new ones, can we not sell some of the old ones and use the fund to buy new ones? After all, former President Muhammadu Buhari has said before he was voted into office in 2015 that all those aircraft, that he's going to sell all of them and all that. So what stops that from happening now to ensure that we have, especially understanding when we have paucity of fund? Now, this is a country that is battling to even pay workers up to 150 naira minimum wage. So workers are presently living from hand to mouth. I'm sure you've read the New York Times reports, that had it that people are living in a minimum wage of $20. Sad. And a medical doctor earns as low as $150. You don't want to try that in the U.S. economy. So, is it that? Let me get your take, because I wanted to ask: is it that our people, just like Obi said, are really detached? Our leaders are detached from the realities or true realities of the people they lead.
Our people are. The leaders are not detached. The problem is that the leaders fail to understand that there's a difference between campaign and governance. The campaigns are over. Now we're faced with the reality of governance. And unfortunately, this government still lives in that euphoria of campaigning. They're living in the euphoria of propaganda. And that's why I say I honestly don't understand when Bayo Onanuga speaks. He speaks like somebody from outer space. He speaks like somebody who is not in tangent with the reality of what Nigerian people are going through. If you have 10 aircrafts under the presidential fleet, why not sell 5 of them and use the money to buy one or buy 2?
So how about if all of them were really bad, though? Assuming
Assuming
we have only 3 and the 3 of them are bad. But can we not still sell those bad ones, or sell them in parts and use the money to add up to buy another one?
If you're asking the people to tighten their belts, if you're asking the people to make sacrifices, if you're asking the people to be patient, what are you giving? Why are you not living by example of what you're asking the people to do? A father cannot ask his children not to watch television when he sits on the television every minute of the day. It doesn't work. And you see, like I keep saying, the National Assembly has become an appendage of the executive arm of government. After all, the first thing they did in a country where people are crying, people are unable to have 3 square meals a day, what did they do? They allocated money for themselves. 160 million for one senator, 130 million for honorable member. And they got the money. Why would they not do whatever the president wants? Why would they not be the mouthpiece of the presidency? Maybe the only way to get things right in this country is let everybody from presidents down earn the same minimum wage.
So let
us remove the perks attached to the office of the president, the vice president, the senate, the honorable members, and see if they will not complain.
So I wanted to ask, for a country that is very poor, that has been borrowing, I mean, we've had series of borrowing recently. Is it out of place, or is it like there's no country in the world that its president flies a commercial jet? At least you can hire plane whenever you want to go to where you're going to, or you book in the first class. Seats, just to make things affordable for your people. Is it really out of place? Do all presidents own a private jet, and in the number at which we own them? Because the presidents, the order is for the president and the vice president to buy new private jet. That means we'll buy more than one. And by the way, have you seen the names of the flights that we have? They're really rugged air flights. Like really, I wanted to say bombastic. Very good flights planes.
You're talking about that. You should also ask yourself, why is government involved or so much involved in religious pilgrimage?
That was spent 90 billion naira.
That is on one side. Why must we spend about how many billions building a house for the vice president?
About 21 billion.
What is going on? This is recklessness in the highest order. It's the height of recklessness. It's like saying, the money is there, everybody has gone bonkers, let's spend the money the way we should, anyhow we want. So when we do these things, when those in power do these things, it simply shows that there's a disconnect between them and those that govern.
All right, so let's begin to open the phone lines for Nigerians to jump in the conversation. If you are listening to us and you'd like to call us via WhatsApp, let's hope that our network is fair enough for you to do that. The WhatsApp line is 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338. That's the WhatsApp line. 0817-175-6338. You can call the direct line on 0700-903-903-903. 0700-903-903-903. That's the number to call. So just before we go, I begin to take your calls. I'd like to run you through the hot topics that we've had this evening, just for you to know. So first on our hot topic this evening, we told you that Fouani convened security meetings over Rivers LG crisis, where he did say, talk about the issues in Rivers State, and he did mention that, for anybody to contend with the people that are his supporters, because he heard that there are some people who want to arrest his supporters. For them to succeed in arresting his supporters, they should better be ready to contend with him. they would have to deal with him first before dealing with his supporters. That's Governor Siminalayi Fubara. He said that. And then we'll move on to other issues. Still in Rivers State, by the way. Tension in Rivers as Fubara gives directive to heads of local government areas. So they've been given the directive to ensure that, they take charge of the affairs of local government. And then there was this no more wiki as angry youths destroy FCT minister statue in Rivers State. This we heard happen in Obiakpon local government area. No more wiki, angry youths destroy FCT minister's statue in Rivers State. And then we'll move to other issues. In Benin City, Edo 2024 elders slam Labour Party supporters over insult on Oba of Benin. And Olumide Akpata, the Labour Party candidate, governorship candidate, distances himself and says, you know what, I'll never be a party to anything that speaks low or insults or reverts to the reverse tool of the Oba of Benin in Edo State. And then Edo 2024 elders slam LP supporters over. Oh yeah, I did say that. And then, do you want the president dead? Onanuga tackles Peter Obi over presidential aircraft. Do you want the president dead? Onanuga tackles Peter Obi over presidential aircraft. Yeah. And then you also did hear this, mind-boggling report about Nigerians struggling as high drug prices fuel health crisis. Some people just can't afford the drug, so they just go home and just drop dead when they give them prescriptions because there's no way out. And there's also this story about the Fouani brothers. I'm sure you Fouani brothers that about their release, where there are some gossips that, well, unlike the initial announcement that we heard or the initial statement that they were released by our gallant police officers, but that it may not exactly have been like that, as the report has it that that the brothers were abandoned in Lagos Creek by bandits. But this abandonment is not clear whether they actually paid. Remember that the ransom on them was $1.5 million. So it's not clear if the ransom was eventually paid or it wasn't. By the way, this is our conversation, 0700 903 903 903. You can send your WhatsApp message to 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Hello, good evening. Sir, good evening to you. Welcome. This is 90.3 Voice of the People FM. You're welcome. And I greet you too, and the guest greets you too. Welcome. You're welcome.
Well, I don't know, but you see, our leaders don't care. And we have been taking this for so long, because I think the people will change. Now we are complaining and thinking about the tax of more. If I think it is possible to tell us to sell, if we have left, it's just our life, we should sell blood and donate the money to them so that they can live their life. That is how to make a country work. When they leave land, let the rest of the world see them living land. We are not going to stop that, let me tell you some situations. Even when push a goat to the wall, the goats fight back. Let's say in Nigeria, if you push a Nigerian man to the wall, you try to dig the hole and pass through. He passes through, now we see that the prayer of the Nigerian economy, the Nigerian life, we are doing because to want to educate government and difficult policies. You see people trying to do things that are ahead of just to survive. Because they don't want to trade words with the government, they don't want to challenge the government, they don't want to face up to the government. It is only in Nigeria and you see that people are all this kind of things on their government. See, it's not about people think that we're talking about war or revolution. No. But there are ways that you put your government to their feet. There are ways that you reject things from the government. There are ways that you reject all these things. How can the country accept all these kind of things? Even people abroad tell us it is what you want, it's how you want it. That's how people get the leaders of things. Because how we do even explain that we're accepting all these things?
All right. Thank you so much. Apologies. Sorry. I get your stand and I get your fears. Apologies. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. His Royal Highness VC Nwoko from Oshodi says, Jungle have really matured in River State. Thanks so much, Prince Chilaka, for your wisdom and sweet analysis. For the sake of peace, I urge all the ex-local government chairmen to respect the law and vacate their seats immediately. That's what he says. All right. Going back to the phone lines. Hello. Good evening. Yes. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome. Nemeka, right from Ejigbo. Yes, go ahead, please, Nemeka.
Yeah, you see, Precious, nobody should be surprised with what is happening. This is the reason why when next time somebody tells you it is done, you ask him, come to come and do what? Turn to come and govern or to come and waiting the remaining form. Look at what the news you see this evening. People are dying from sickness. And according to international statistics, this one na little one we just dey early morning. They are talking from this day upwards. Nigerians will smell pepper if we do not stand up as a nation. But my happiness is this. You know my happiness. And I'm not trying to be one. If we can get to 27, that is we a strong nation. I don't lie you because we will see the seat one day. At once.
All right, so that will not happen. That will not. Naimeka, calm down. That will not happen. We know that will. No, we know that will not happen. I appreciate you, Nameka. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Iwonha Ikechukwu says there is time for everything on earth to expire. The time of Emperor Wiki, the time of Wiki, who molded the statue, his own statue in River State, have expired. Thank God the River State people have woken up to say no to who have caused political crisis in the state. Iwonha, that's totally your opinion, though. I appreciate you for sending in your messages. Emmanuel from Isola says, President Tinubu and his entourage are going for swearing in of a South African president. Their election finished some days back without going to court like Nigeria. They will go there and now without learning anything. What a pity. That's what Emmanuel said. All right. Yes, I am. I'm live on air. Unfortunately, apologies. Our YouTube is down a little bit. Please forgive us. For those of you who tried to join us via YouTube, apologies. Our YouTube is down, but don't worry. Tomorrow, I promise, we'll come back stronger and better. Please. All right. Ma'am Precious, the situation is very worrisome. I had a stroke during Buhari regime, and the medicine was 240,000 naira, but now it is 880,000 naira per packet for a month. I'm confused. Israel from Oshodi, this is scary. Well, I'm not even surprised. 240 to 880. I told you there's a drug I used to buy 3,500, which is now over 12,000 naira. So I mean, it's not surprising at all to hear that Nigerians spend this much. And a few more messages here. Good evening, Precious and Co. To me, Wiki have lived this time, and finally, Odili have come and gone. Celeste and Numeya came and gone and went to, and Rotimi have come and gone. Wiki have come and gone forever. No more, no less. Please, let Wiki remain like the past leaders in River State. The president traveling to South Africa for the inauguration of the elected president. Please, I want to know if the South Africa president came to Nigeria for the inauguration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023. Most leaders, a lot of leaders came down. Okay. You say Nigeria is ascending low. No, Nigeria. So it's a normal bilateral thing. This is a normal thing. Nigerians would travel and they would come back. We would always visit people. Hello. Remember that Sierra Leonean president visited us immediately after his swearing in. Hello. Good evening to you. Good evening and welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. I'm fine, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Gracias.
What I want to contribute is the president traveled and the plane he took to wherever he took it to got and called it. Why did he join the commercial vehicle, the commercial plane? So can't see the traveling out according what to Bayo Onanuga said. So they are afraid of death. They are afraid. Death is sure. You don't know where you die, when you die, what will cause the death. So he is now blaming Peter Obi. Who will know that? Onanuga, can he know the type of death he will die? When, why, and how? What to kill him? Do what is right, so that they can enter all what they are doing. All our men in how we end one day. All men in position will end today. They should continue. Lastly, as people are starting sex, to buy drug, any type of drug, some of them will not in the drugs, and our situation or the situation those who are using drugs is getting worse because they cannot afford it. Even they cannot see it. So it's like a child will sell for drug.
All right. I appreciate you. Your phone line is breaking up, so I may not be able to take more of your call. Your phone line is breaking up, but I appreciate it. I think you've made your point. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening. Welcome, sir. You're welcome. What did you say your name is again? Port Harcourt boy from Iba. Did you see what's in the happen for your states?
We can never do parts in power for River State. River State waste things where people supposed to. Secondly, Brebre.
Sir.
We're there now. You know they do a team in the street. I think they're supposed to put one on a part for a house where they for that court. Just use put 6 lanes. This clear house come out. So you go remember from Abuja there. They're talking about the salvation, Pepper.
Sir.
See, my wife do sell food. You know, say that he give me number of one guy where they
sell rice 50,000. Yes. You buy
that guy where saying the sell rice very cheap. When
yes.
Madam quality call, why I call to request for the number.
Yes.
I can't call the guy, buy 2 bags of rice. Pepper.
Sir.
As I talk to you now, I know if you count on a daily basis, the people they come. You go see wife, husband go come, they beg you say, I beg, they are hungry. People hasn't, will not see capital take gather for that small business. Children go just work, some parents go even send children from house, say, go, those people get something, they fit give you something. Reverend, we go see small people go come, sit down, they cry, saying they're hungry.
Okay.
You go look at them, you go tears they come up for eye. You don't get any option. You don't know what you just confused. And you will get picking, you get having, he go touch you. He go be like they run charity home. Let government stand up, do something. They are just doing all these things intentionally. Nobody say these are done intentionally. They know. They didn't hear the cry of the masses, but they just strong their heart, Pepper.
No, and I know agree say go be say they strong their hearts. Yeah, maybe that's so this situation just be. We know people are hungry.
They tell my wife, say, Madam, she's small for where would they say?
Hi.
That's who got a run at you. Because when you get sympathetic heart, you hear that kind of thing.
Thank you, Port Harcourt boy. Thank you so much. Did you hear? Thank you. I appreciate you, Port Harcourt. Did you hear what he said? That even the foodstuffs that his wife sells, that they mostly have to give things out to people on credit or on benevolence, because when people will call their families to cry that they're hungry, you won't have a choice, because a man will come with his wife, with his children, that please, hunger, you see a baby hungry, will you not help?
You see, this is why,
instead of to sell markets.
This is why I don't understand why each time Peter Obi or our former Vice President Atiku tries to criticize this government, they come at them, as if they shouldn't talk, but they forget that they are part of Nigerians, that they are part of the people, because these same people have people coming to them. If I open my WhatsApp, there's so many messages I've not read, and I don't read those messages.
Oh my God!
The reason I don't read them is that every one of them is about
help.
I need something. Just believe you have it all. They believe, because you're coming on radio.
Can I come back to you on that? I have someone on hold, please. Let me get back to you on that, please. Thank you. Hello, good evening to you. Hello? Hello, good evening. Are you there? Good evening, Remy. Remy, are you there? Can you hear us? Hello? Hello? Right, unfortunately, I lost him, but we could just go attend to other calls. So let me just let you finish your thoughts on that conversation.
That's what I was saying. You can't read all the messages because you are scared of which one you open and what the message is all about. But I just found out that most of the messages are like, my family and I haven't eaten the whole day. I went out today to buy bread, and I had to buy bread from some other people. I felt bad. See kids, like the man said, you see kids sitting in front of the bakery. The moment you're entering, they're looking. The moment you're coming out, they're looking at you, as in if you are the reason why they have not eaten. And the next thing you hear is, can I get bread? Can you even cut your bread into two?
Hell.
It's that bad. And then you keep asking, is it that our leaders are insensitive? Is it that they're not understanding? Is it that they are lost? Is it that they're not part of this country? A lot is going on. And it is time the government needs to think as if there is no boss. I keep saying it. The reason why a lot of us keep talking and keep asking government to do the right thing is because we do not want this nation to fail. But Nigeria is gradually grinding to a halt.
All right. Hello, good evening to you. Good evening. Yes, good evening. Welcome. Madam Quality, sorry, we lost your call. But let me quickly, my message box is very, very full. So let's see if we can pay attention to a few of the messages very, 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 very quickly. And then, okay, I think. Hello, good evening. Madam Quality, you're welcome. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead. Good evening. Welcome.
Madam Precious, I just want to just talk more because I'm into foodstuffs and I'm not happy.
Our network does not do. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Madam Quality, you know what? They can call me on direct call so that I can hear you and listen to you without interruption. Hello, good evening to you. Yes, good evening and welcome. Go ahead and contribute. What's your name, sir?
President to die. What of this said, to take the list is what almost like is what I'm saying today, is what I'm saying now, from my own point of view. I mean, that's what every Nigeria, many Nigerians still have good thinking, those of the same. If whatever, you can the private jet that you're supposed to be using is not good. And they say the one that is not good. If I thought they are telling Nigeria truth, because they never tell Nigeria any truth for once. If maybe those ones are not bad, yes, they want to get new ones. So for if they are bad, true, let them tell them if they can add this more money.
Okay, so you're saying that if the aircraft is bad, they should just sell it and buy new ones. Thank you. Thank you. Let's talk to others. I appreciate you. Thank you. Sorry, sir. Sorry. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello, oh dear, I lost you. So let me go to those messages. Oh dear. Well, this here says, good evening, precious and cool. To me, Wiki. Okay, I think I've taken that message before. And he said, he said, good evening, precious. The manner and the way. Mayor from Ikotun. Mayor, I've read your message now. Mayor, please, Emma Bino. Please, I don't have strength for quarrel. I've repented. I'm a good girl. I don't even have energy at all. All right. Osita Chibike says, people in this state were the ones criticizing GEJ's government for having over-bloated presidential fleet. But now that they want to buy the latest jets, private jets, is that not wickedness? They protested against the removal of fuel subsidy in 2012, but now they remove subsidy without cushioning the effects of removal. Nigerians should be wise and know better. Election has consequences. That's what you said. Kenechukwu from Fresh Start says, no condition is permanent. Who will believe that Rotimi Amechi, former governor of Rivers State, he didn't call it Rivers State, he's a former governor of Precious State, hey Jesus, I don't die for the hand, will be in the departure room waiting for a public flight for close to an hour. It's turn by turn, and it will definitely get to them all. Kenechukwu from First Start. If you don't just hear me small, you don't go rest at me. Emperor says, good evening all, big ups to your guest. He has said it all. All they know how to do is perhaps tax us, and well, that's he will die, while they spend on frivolities. Precious. Many companies, including ours, can't afford to increase yearly salary because of obnoxious taxes they have been taxing companies and importers. Bayo is just he said from the president down to the least person in his cabinet and most of the tribe. Okay, all right, you said a lot. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Dio. Hello, good evening, precious, our dear resource person in the studio. In the finance world, the simple term to classify what this government is doing and what is going on in this country is called fraud. So finance column where we do not have leaders, we have mafias who are. I am not reading again for now. Let me take a break and go and read and take some calls. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, Dio. It's Remy, right? Remy, you're welcome. Go ahead.
It is not only insensitive, it is insane to even have the thought of purchasing another aircraft. We have about, I think, 10, if I'm not mistaken, and they claimed only 2 are in good shape. I'm very sure the whole 10 are being budgeted for every year, being serviced as we speak. When millions of naira are being budgeted to service all, both the so-called ones they claimed
yes.
are not in good shape and the one
and
in good shape.
In good shape. Money every year we have budget to them.
Did he crawl to South Africa? How did he get there? Through witchcraft or what? So what happened to the aircraft he took to South Africa? Is it once there is a private jet for him to fly with? Argentine president flies, there's no private jet for him to fly with. Same as this guy president too. Same as other president across the world. Rishi Sunak, is there a private jet that takes around? So it is so insane to even think these people can, although from day one, some of us, we knew they were not ready for governance. Right from 2015, I've been saying it for everybody to hear, both online and offline. They only came to explain what we have, and that is what they've been doing. If a party can come together, hire machineries to destabilize the previous government just to get power, do you think they care about you? We saw what they all did. Fouani the other day was telling us they knew subsidy removal was the right thing in 2011. But they had to stage what they did for political reasons, and he was laughing at us. So do you expect people like that to do good? I laugh at those who pray for these people. Even Jesus never prayed for a demon to change. He casted out.
All right. Remy, it's okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Same as Atiku. But are they taking it up? The answer is no. They only come after you, both online and offline. You can't claim we are so broke, and the next thing is to budget money for frivolities. They wasted the 24 billion naira on renovating, not building from scratch, renovating VP's house. Where Oshima just slept in for 8 years. They wasted 18 billion on car parks for lawmakers. 90 billion on pilgrimage. Between January and now, according to January and March, 8 billion naira was wasted on transportation. Shetima. And whenever it is time to review minimum wage, they will tell you to lead to recession. But they're wasting money. It's not even the same cars as Buhari. So
Yes.
where are the cars
cars
Buhari
are
used?
changed.
When did they purchase all this one? How much did it cost us? Nigeria is just a proof, just as Rifai posted, is a proof that prayer cannot solve governance.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Rami. Well, please help us be very mindful of your words there. Okay, so going back to that message, this says we do not have this is your message. I have to be cited. It says, Precious, it is only a matter of time and these guys in government will cool down. They will see that the amount will not be away. Who's this now? Emmanuel from Unjust sent in that message. Let's see if I can, speedily read your messages. Bibeli wife, Kilo de. All this you wrote in Yoruba language, unfortunately I can't read that. Good evening, Precious Man. This administration does not seem like it has humanity and empathy. Looks like they're lying and deceiving us. The people, when we complain, they will start attacking and insulting people instead of admitting their faults and correcting their mistakes. Kai, Precious, I cannot differentiate the Tinubu aides from the thugs, because they don't have they're not behaving like Democrats. They have always they are behaving like military men to us. That's what you said. Good evening, Precious. Nigerians are suffering and the presidency said they understand Nigerians' pain. My question is, are the people in government suffering also? They are eating free food, free accommodation, free medications, free fuel, traveling to different parts of the world, everything free on our bill. Nigerians need to wake up, else what we are experiencing will not be a tip of an iceberg to what is may continue to come. AY from Mushi sent in that message. And then this says, why is this man sounding hypocritical? I get pissed off when people give credence to Jonathan's government. That was obvious to everyone that he wasn't in control of his government as at then. Was it not during his government we had uncontrollable Boko Haram outburst? Was it not during his government we had Diezani as the petroleum minister and we all knew what the result was? Have you heard the result of the person who was in charge of petroleum in the last administration? And now, wait until you hear report. Now, they want the report, now you know, Okay. And then he says, okay. And he said, was it not during Jonathan's government that snake swallowed money? Snake. Okay, what happened in? You remember all the animals that swallowed money during Buhari's time? I'm coming. Let me just quickly finish this. And they said Buhari was presented for a change and obviously won the election. People are looking for every means to rubbish this government, as if the previous were better off. Everyone shouting Obi, Obi, Obi is as if he is the Messiah. That accepts the face that Tinubu is the president and there is nothing anyone can do against it. Simple and short. Yes. You wanted to say something?
Yes, nobody is saying that Bola Tinubu is not the president. But what we're saying is that you, that you're even talking, are you happy with the way the country is today? Are you happy? If you're really, really happy, then there's something wrong. But when we talk about the issue of Jonathan's administration, and you brought the issue of insecurity, has it, since Buhari to Bola Tinubu, have that insecurity that they used as propaganda to come to power, has it been curbed? It has not. It's getting even worse. It is moving from the northeast, north central, south-south, southeast, southwest. The insecurity is spreading on a daily basis. So yes, nobody says that Jonathan was in charge of his government. Everybody said Jonathan had issues. But then you also remember, when the issue of subsidy removal was done by Jonathan, what did people do? The same people in power today, they all gathered themselves at Ojota, holding protests. Why is it that people are not protesting since subsidy has been removed and Nigerians are suffering? So it is one thing for people to say, you're criticizing this government. If you as a citizen cannot criticize those who govern you, then you're not worthy as a citizen. You're not a patriotic citizen. The duty you have as a patriotic citizen is to criticize what you see that is wrong by those that are governing you.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines now. Hello, good evening to you. Welcome. Hello, good evening. Christian, you're welcome. Where are you calling from, Christian? All right, go ahead, Christian.
So quickly, last time I called Precious, I told you that taxes. I said last time, if investment isn't coming in, there is no inflow. There is no.
Your leaders, you do understand you can't say this, right? So please, all right, apologizing. Go ahead then.
They took away the king. They said the old Nebuchadnezzar on this matter, on other things we can accept, but on this matter, no, we cannot accept it. And that's why we're criticizing this government. We can't accept this thing. People are dying. So that was the restaurant. So kids came to buy something. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough money to complete their order. I was thinking the cashier would say, "Oh, can you just take it? We'll cover the costs." They couldn't. The kids were just staring at the adults. I had to call them. I said, "Well, how much do you have?" I had to give it to them. So imagine those who go to pharmacies and there is no money. They've gone to go and die now. It's quite sad what's happening, really. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is very sad. We can't stop talking about this. We've said this so much this evening. And hello, good evening to you and welcome. Yes, sir. Dayo from Fagba. So you just call and skipped me. JJ went to Mr. Chilaka. No problem. Go and talk to Francis Chilaka. It's okay. Thank you very much. Sir? Dayo, sir?
Or is it not bad news so far? Because I don't know, there's nothing that you can
Does he really
use to defend this government. The truth cannot be hidden. We have been saying it all from the beginning that these people, they don't have anything to offer. Now, I want to ask you a question now. Before they employ you as a staff of what do you call GOPS, now they have to check your background, your certificates. They have to check everything, the place you have worked for and every other thing. They know they have make references of the things that you have done and every other thing. Now, the same thing too for this, like now, let's give an example like this. Now, who checked the background of your president now?
Why are you stammering?
INEC said it doesn't matter. Judiciary said it doesn't matter. And that's why we are in this mess. Look now, if you talk about governance in Lagos now, you can make reference to Jakonde, you can make reference to Marwa, you can make reference to Fashola and Ambody, but the same cannot be made of your president and even Sanwo-Olu, because I mean, the performance, you can see it's very glaring. And now there is no accountability, there's nothing, and are we not in a mess? People cannot buy drugs to take care of themselves. There's no hospital, there's no light, nothing, everything is upside down. The economic is in a mess. And you don't want us to talk on the radio, you don't want us to say the truth. The truth cannot be hidden now. Mr. Chilaka, am I saying the wrong thing?
The truth cannot be hidden.
Hello?
The truth cannot be hidden.
He's answering you. He's responding to you.
The
He's
truth
responding to you.
cannot be hidden.
You want some kiddos? Okay. Thank you. What time is it? 5 minutes. Unfortunately, we do. It's okay. It's okay. That I appreciate you. Dayo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Dayo. So you know what? Let me just quickly run through the messages because I have too many messages to read and there is no time. Okay. So let's see if we can do justice to a few messages. Eddie Johnson from Agege says, "Good evening, precious. And as much as the president's safety is paramount, the concern of the masses, the plight of Nigerians in a period like this should supersede every other ambition, as many are malnourished and some have starved to death. Please, APC should save our souls." That's the message you dropped there. And Raf from Satellite Town says, "Good evening, VOP. For the fact that Tinubu's government has got to demand for a new aircraft at this critical moment will show how careless we all are, or they are, to the common Nigerian citizens. It is unfortunate." That's what you said. And then Mr. Akuachi cannot say Bayo Onanuga speaks like someone out of space. If those who live out of space are aliens, they are far more intelligent, so don't compare. When Tinubu and Shettima couldn't travel due to stories about those jets having issues, what did you think was coming next? Act like the Senate is the one initiating to excuse frivolity. Don't Nigerians travel to? That if the travel, faulty. Does Tinubu or Shettima not have their jets? Because the president had mentioned he did. Why can't they use it or commercial flights? All this wastefulness in the midst of suffering shows nonchalance. Prince, you feed Precious well. If she tries to shut you down, or put words in your mouth, give her hot words. Well done. Stephen from Egbeda says, there are many issues to talk about in this country that can get lost trying to do one. But tonight I'll focus on healthcare. I want to implore the government not to see any health products as a means to raise revenue. They should remove all forms of taxes because it's gotten to that situation. Can you Osita from Molodia Papa or Stino from Molodia Papa? I don't understand. Good evening, precious and the guests. Bayo Onanuga and former information minister under Buhari, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, they are alike. Nigerians are divided into ethnic wise. Believe me, if not for ethnic sentiments, in this country, all this would not be happening so far. Do you think ethnicity is one of the reasons why we're where we are?
Ethnicity and religion. These are two weapons the political class.
So you think that things would have changed if not for that?
These are the two weapons the political class is using to hold people down. Because when it comes to electing a leader, everybody begins to talk about ethnicity. When it comes to holding the leaders accountable, politics of religion comes in, politics of ethnicity comes in. But now I'm happy. Now that it has come to the issue of suffering, everybody has forgotten their churches, their religion, their mosque. Everybody has forgotten what state or what tribe you come from. Because hunger, starvation, poverty knows no religion or ethnicity.
All right, thank you so much. And going back to my messages, this here says, "Good evening, precious. Mr. P2B have become a bone in the neck of APC." And here says, "Good evening, VOP. Madam Precious, please read out this statistics and analyze to your listeners. I don't want to read now. Why are you sending me a message that I cannot read now? You said minimum wage versus market prices. That's what you said. So you said you said half bag of rice during Jonathan's time under GEG 2014 was 1,300 half bag. Under Buhari was 4,000 naira. Under Tinubu is 26,000 naira half bag.
No. Right now, half bag of rice is 42,000.
He said half bag of rice. Okay, he said half bag of gari then. So his half bag of rice was 3,750 under Jonathan. Under Buhari, it was 22,000. Under Tinubu, it's 42,000 naira. And he says a carton of croaker fish was 500 naira with Jonathan. With Buhari, it was 5,500. Right now, it's 19,500. 19,500 is even cheap. Try and go and buy it. Well, he gave a lot of statistics. He gave a lot of statistics and may not be able to read all of them out. But this is quite an interesting stats, by the way, for us to look through. All right. Going on to other conversations, Anti-Precious, please, Prince Chilaka is your studio. Please help me ask him whether he is from Obama or he's from Obuama in Abombise in Imo State. He said he's from Ezinihite. He's Oye Ezinihite. We don't. All right. So this says we only have rulers who are there to perhaps for their own purpose and perhaps not consider the masses, enable them have their own anytime. Bright from Abulegba sent in that message. Precious. Those supporting Fubara today are doing so because he has disagreement with Wiki, not because the governor is performing. Precious. If tomorrow Fubara with his supporters went to Aso Rock and pledged their loyalty and support for Mr. President, people praise Fubara today will say crucify him. I will remind them when it happens. Nigerians are more politicians than the politicians themselves. Most of them are not in any of these political parties, but want to decide for the party. Oba of Benin should not be talking as if his crown is being threatened. Every son and daughter of Benin should be his child. Olu of Badagry sent in that message. All right. And this says, good evening, Sister Precious and Prince Chilaka. The situation in the country is really worrisome. I pray we don't eat ourselves in the country with the way things are going. Miss you, darling Precious. Franca from Eba. Franca, miss you too, honey. Mayor from Lagos says, good evening, Precious. Well done to you and thumbs up to your guest. Governor Fubara has finally taught Wike the right lesson, and Wike has been retired politically. We tell you. Our elders are keeping quiet and the country is completely finished. This administration is exactly what the Bible says in John 10:10. Bayo Onanuga is busy defending the indefensible. May God judge our present everyone. From the look of things, if they cannot cope, let them and their VP resign or do the needful. That's what you said. All right. And it says, why new jet when economy is not okay? Yusuf from Papa Jao she sent a message. And good evening, Ma. I'm Paul from Idun. Please, can you see why I said that democracy is the government of the politicians, by the politicians, and for the politicians? Please look at the current situation and the economy of the country. Even a child will know that it is unwise to take this step. Buying a jet at this time, is this Dobale period? You say in this Dobale period, what a shame. It's just all about them, and not us. Good evening, Precious. You say to you, Precious, and to your guests. This is Divine from Ekoto. Millions of innocent Nigerians with rights to life have to go through terror, sickness, worries, pain, and also death in their scores and dozens. And a few be wealthy and then living large. The world indeed has gone crazy. That's what you said. Precious, I will greet you. I greet your guests, Precious. Precious, you are a problem. Allow us to talk to these people. You will say no. You say no. No, yet I can't help you. Tell them. Is it waiting in your mind? Tell them what's in your mind. Precious, waiting we do you. Thanks, Kingsley from your brother. Are you serious? Okay. We Nigerians have suffered enough. I recommend an immediate. Prince from First Accent. I said, President is a leader of. Okay. Prince Francis, if you know what my eyes are seeing in these messages, you know what I'm excited eating. Okay, Precious, Snake and monkey swallow jam 36 million naira in cookie. One monkey swallow 70 million and no Jonathan's regime. Uche from Mondia Papa sent in that message. Thank you. Okay. All right, Dayo, you've talked now. I'll not read the message again. At the mention of P2B, Bayo Onanuga will speak. Precious, APC and Tinubu does not care for Nigerians. Precious, why? At a point, my business was as if it was a charity home. I decided to go to the bank and see how I can secure small loan to boost my business. When I had the new interest rate, I began to ask myself, is it the same President Tinubu that said, let the poor breathe, that is giving us these conditions? Imagine a tuber of yam being shared into pieces just for people to afford in Nigeria. What a shame in Nigeria. But Harcourt boy sent in a message. Then he sent me this. See, Lagos State has given the Lagos State government has given LASMA a new target of 2.5 billion naira.
No, I heard that.
You heard that too,
yes,
right?
But it hasn't been confirmed.
Okay.
It's been making the rounds the whole day, and I've been expecting that the Lagos State government
will react to that.
But they haven't reacted. And you know, when government doesn't react to such news, out there, because people are going to resist them with everything they have. Because if 1,000 naira, 100,000 naira, how are you going to survive? So I think that this government, you know, the Lagos State government needs to think. LASMA was not set up as a revenue generating agency right from the beginning. I don't know why, you know, Governor Sanwo-Olu has turned it into a revenue generating agency, and that is why they're all over the place, impounding vehicles, you know, doing all the manner of things they're doing. You know, this is going to be very, very disastrous for motorists in Lagos if this supposedly what do I call it now? This revenue drive is imposed on LASMA. It's going to create a lot of problems.
Okay, so well, I appreciate it. I wanted to say that for the target to be increased, that means I was a target before. But let's go more. Let's go to more calls. Hello, good evening to you. Good evening, welcome, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from? Raymond from Lagos. You're welcome, Raymond. Go ahead.
Talking about this food scarcity,
yes,
government and all that.
Yes,
my
please.
Sister,
my brother.
The chop and wutu.
Sorry.
See, I have a big small home. Even to feed is a problem. I'm telling you the truth. Why is this government behaving like this? Although, let me tell you something. I didn't wish any ill luck or whatever. I was hearing somebody saying in one particular job that the president down and all those kind of things. I was just trying to tell them, look, it is true that maybe adventure is just normal. Every normal human being can just to drink OG. Just to drink OG. 100, even if you look at 100 naira OG, it looks as if you are taking them to put some kind of woro piece. Please, I'm not feel.
Thank you.
I'm not going to do any other thing. We go, please help. When I just talk to them now, it's not very easy.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you.
Talk again.
Sorry. Thank you so much. So this is basically the cry of everyone in Nigeria. Well, I have some reactions on my live. Chingy Time says, "Good evening, Wanyama Precious. Was waiting for you since 7 p.m. on the station's YouTube. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Forgive us. It's crazy. Forgive us, please. I hope all is well. All is very well, but internet dealt with us. So I think our internet provider was part of those whose cable were cut around landmark. So please forgive us. Let's blame it on the new route, the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway." Dorothy Ekono says that man is wicked towards the poor, but will pay. God will judge everyone soon. That's what you said. Okay, going back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you. Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name, sir? Now your government today now. We can hear you. Emi Local, now your government today now. You say na Emi Local be your name, Abi. And now your government today now. Go ahead.
I want to say something based on what is happening in this country.
Yes, go ahead.
A lot of people have said their mind, they have voiced out their opinion and all those things. In 2023, I personally warned a lot of people about this coming government, but they did not listen. Like what used to happen in my area, whenever I go out like this, all these boys, they will be hailing, hey, chairman, give us something, give us something. And I could remember I told about 3 of them that after this election, if you did not do the right thing, whenever you see me again and stop me, I will embarrass you. Then on Thursday when I was coming back, there are about 4 like that. They stopped me, begin to hear me all those things. And I thought to now, I said, let today be the first and the last day that any one of you would dare ever stop me or talk to me on the road. Wait
So they should not ask you for
until
money again.
2027. They will deceive you people again, and you will cry more than the way you are crying now. So I'm also passing the same message to all Nigerians. If they can listen, let them not be deceived with the Rika of rice and 2,000 naira.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so Prince Francis, before we go, for the benefit of those who may just be tuning in, let me quickly remind them of the hot topics that we've had this evening. Right, so on the hot topic this evening, we've talked about what's going on in River State as Fubara convenes security meeting over River State's crisis. And then tension in River State as Fubara gives directive to heads of LGAs. He had a state broadcast today. And then we also did tell you that no more Wiki angry youths destroy FCT minister statue in River State. You did hear that Edo 2024 elders slam LP supporters over insult on Oba of Benin. You also did hear Onanuga tackling Peter Obi over presidential aircraft statement and asking him, do you want Tinubu dead? Do you want our president dead? Why would you say you should not buy new aircrafts when the old ones are bad? And there's this article here about Nigerians struggling as high drug prices fuel health crisis. There were in that report, there are people who had cancer, diabetes, different ailments who could not afford their medication and have just resulted to, you know what, leaving the condition to God. And yes, and then there's also the issue of the Fouani brothers, who there are some reports or gossips that it may not really be the police who released them, but they were dropped off or left abandoned by the creek and all that. These are the hot topics we've had. Your parting shot, Prince Francis.
You know, when you sit here and you listen to the plight of Nigerians, you become too emotional. You don't even know what else to say. You don't even know where to start from. That's where and you think you've had it all. You find out that people are still going through a lot. Nigerians are going through a lot. Families are breaking up. Children are dropping out of schools. Landlords and tenants are fighting. Government needs to think as if there's no box. We need to stop all this propaganda, all these shenanigans. This is we're done with politicking. We're done with campaigning. We're faced with real governance, and the people need to understand how the government governs them. You can't run a country where there's no accountability, where there's no transparency, and where there's no inclusiveness. Nigerians don't, I keep saying, Nigerians don't ask for too much. All that Nigerians are asking for is an enabling environment for them to survive each day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, because that's the size of our package this evening. Thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. My name is Precious A, and to our YouTube followers and YouTube viewers, sincere apologies today for disenfranchising you. Apologies, forgive us, but please do well to join us again tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be having the PRO, the spokesperson for the Lagos State Police Command, Benjamin Hunde. SP Benjamin Hunde will be joining me on the show live tomorrow. So I want you to bring on all those conversations you've had about, things happening in Lagos State, especially those who complained a lot to me about the Mafo local police station and, some stuff about it. I really would love to hear from you because we'll be here to respond to those conversations. My name is Precious Amy. If you do love, follow me across the social media platforms. My YouTube is at Precious Amy TV. Precious Amy TV. Amy is spelled ENYI. Yeah, you could go there. Catch me. I'm a bit more, active on that platform, but across other social media. Instagram, I'm at Precious Amy Official. Twitter, Precious_Amy, and Facebook, Precious Amy. I'll see you again tomorrow. Whatever happens, please protect your mental health. This is not the time to stress yourself too much. I love you. See you tomorrow. Good night.